Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. We on the road to 100K, 100K. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, we trying to duck that hook. We trying to duck that hook. Everybody out there has been supporting me. Everybody out there who's been commenting, sharing, subscribing. Much love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As you can see, I say we still got a new location right now. We trying to get it right, you know. So y'all just hold on. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna keep on trying to drop this content for y'all, so y'all can get this good positive energy, man, and share this stuff with these young people who need to know, who needs to know what really goes on in the penitentiary before they make some bad decisions that end them in the penitentiary, and they will be forced to deal with these type of circumstances. Today's video, what I wanted to talk about was because, like always, you know, within conversation something comes up, and this is a crazy topic. It's a real situation. It really occurred. It's a tragic situation, but you know, nevertheless, these things need to be heard so people can understand what's really going on, you know, in the concrete jungle. But I can remember this situation right here really vividly because it was crazy to me. I remember I was on the institution and the dude that was in the cell, he was in the corner cell. And like I told y'all, when you in the cell by yourself, man, you never know who you gonna get. You know, you always at risk to get one of them vicious bammers or one of them cold clowns or somebody coming in and just mess your bit up because you know you might be at a point of semi comfortability where you are, you know how you moving, what's going on, this, that, and the third, how you and your cell co-reacting and, you know, coexisting in that cell, and then all of a sudden he get moved or something like that, or you get moved and you have to go into a new situation, or a new situation be brought into your life, and you have no other choice but to deal with it because that's just what it is. It's not no resort, it's not no Holiday Inn, it's not no, you know, Ritz or nothing like that. You gonna have to deal with whatever you got to deal with. That's just how it goes in prison. So I remember dude had a cell, man. He was rolling for a minute. He was in there for probably about 2 weeks by himself, and that's a long time if you get that lucky, you know, to get you some free time and some solitude. He was a young cat. I want to say for sure, I'm not for sure, but I want to say he was from the Tidewater area, and he was a quiet dude, man. He didn't really talk a lot. He was always to himself or whatnot. Kind of weird if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? Some people come off like that, but you know, he may have been a normal cat, but it just seemed like that to me within his personalities or whatnot. But man, here you go, man. They come call him and tell him that he got a cellie coming, you know, and so he got to, you know, prepare the cell, you know, move your stuff. If you got your stuff on the other bunk or whatever, just move your stuff. Because usually when you in the cell by yourself and ain't nobody in there, you utilize all that space, you know. It's like the only little piece of little freedom that you get, you know, like you can move around in the cell how you want to, ain't nobody in there, do what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. So they tell him he got a cellie coming. He like, all right, woo, woo, woo. So we gonna get the cell ready and everything. And then within an hour, man, here comes this new cellie, and the new cellie is a homosexual. You know, obviously, I mean, from the looks, off the top, you know, everything. You know, you can tell what the business is. You know, so everybody in there, you know, dudes be whispering and they laughing. They like, oh, Lord, you got the peoples going in the cell, blah, blah, blah. You know, so dudes want to see how he going to respond and how he going to act because, like I said, he always so low-key. He don't really, you know, do a whole lot of socialize. So, you know, they move the people in there. Normally, if something like that happen, And you know, you got the dudes that, you know, they putting on they gangster face, they gangster persona, this, that, and the third, and they bring somebody in there like that and try to put them in the cell with you. You know, once upon a time, you know, you can buck. You can be like, oh no, they ain't coming in here with me. Or no, you can scream on them, shake them up like, no, you better not come up here. You better tell them. If you try that deed, you know, as time went on, you try that, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that, they gonna lock you up. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even put the intimidation factor or nothing. You can do it. You know, you can even whisper, get in their ear like, nah, you can't stay in here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You better tell. I don't care what you tell them people. You going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that. Period. Because them people go back and say for any reason that they can't go in that cell, or they could just say, I don't want to go in there. They gonna know did this some type of intimidation factor coming up out of there. Because they're gonna tell them you going in there. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. You know what I'm saying? We're not putting you, you know, back and saying, and then you going in there. This is what you assigned to. This is what's on the what's the thing called, man? The count board, and this is where you gonna be at. So you got a problem, we need to go to your cell with you, see what's going on, they gonna come pull up on you. So if they detect any type of attitude or any type of you know, friction or something like that, you know, they gonna try to lock you up. So they put old boy in the cell with him, and you know, he ain't really make no noise or nothing. You know, he came out, was leaning on the rail, you know, had the little look on his face or whatever, like he, you know, irritated or frustrated, but he ain't say nothing, he ain't make no whole lot of noise. You know, he doing that while the person, you know, giving the person courtesy to go in there and set this stuff up or whatever. So now, you know, he you know, he got the people in the cell with him, you know, so dudes whispering and da-da-da-da, like, man, woo. So, you know, the few dudes that he do talk to, you know, he let them know, like, I ain't tripping off them. Lawns don't disrespect me, and their lawns don't say nothing to me or bother me with that foolishness, da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying he ain't into that, so that ain't his thing. So, boom, you know, that's what it is. You know, like I say, they sprinkled around everywhere anyway, so it ain't like you not gonna see them and you not gonna be around them or you not gonna have interactions with homosexuals, because they all over the penitentiary. You know, you can say what you want to say, that's where they gonna be at, period. And if you say something to them not politically correct, you will be dealt with by the administration. So, you know, it came to that. Early in my bit, it wasn't like that. But later on, when all them lawsuits and stuff, them people was getting in, and you know, the rise of what you want to say, the publicity and rise of prominent people in the real world, in the gay world, you know, the Ellen DeGeneres and all the other people, man, it was like that in the penitentiary too. If you try to, you know, intimidate them people or come at them people wrong, them people was putting lawsuits on the institution. So the institution was shook up as well. So they was protecting them people at all costs, man. And yeah, it was a tricky game, man. You had to watch your mouth and mind your business. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, they was in the cell together. And as time go on, you know, you see they you know, I mean, they coexisting. Ain't nobody hearing no fights. Ain't nobody hearing no rumbles. Ain't nobody hearing them argue or nothing like that. But, you know, when the doors open, you know, they go their own way. They do what they do, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It don't seem like that they even, you know, really, you know, rocking with each other like that. The peoples don't end up getting no dude, you know, which was strange, because usually them people gonna end up having to do it. It ain't like it won't dudes coming and holler at them. You can see dudes trying to talk to him all the time, but at the same time, he, you know what I'm saying, ain't seem like he locked in with nobody. So that started making people wonder in their mind was, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with you and your cellie, you know what I'm saying? But the cellie had said that ain't what he do. He ain't into that. But then people is looking at it because, like I say, sometimes perception is greater than reality. So the perception is, you know, you in the cell with them, and then, you know, time going on, weeks going by, months going by, and they still in the cell together. So dudes looking at it like, man, you cool with it, so, you know what I'm saying, what's happening? You know, that's just how it's going to be in the penitentiary. But like I say, he maintained his innocence and saying that he, you know, he won't doing it. This is just my cellie. I ain't got no, you know, I ain't got no say in this situation. So, you know, that's what it was. So I believe, man, it had to be probably over a year, maybe a year and a half. You know, they was in the cell together, and that's just what it was. You know, they cellies, boo boo boo. And old boy, man, he was he was getting a job in the kitchen, right? And in order for you to get a job in the kitchen, you have to go take a physical, right? And that's the requirements for getting a job in the kitchen. So he went and took a physical to get the job in the kitchen. When he went and took the physical to get the job in the kitchen, while he was waiting on his answer for the physical to see if he got the job, you know, they called him over there to medical. All right, when he go over there to medical, they tell him, I guess, whatever it is going on with him in his physical or whatnot, and he comes back. And as he comes back, he goes in the cell. The people was out for rec. Everybody was out for rec at the time. So we out for rec, but when we come back in from rec, when rec is over, we come back in. We got probably about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. You know, dudes be bum rushing, trying to get in the shower, do whatever they got to do because, you know, we get ready to lock down for the next count. So when he comes back, he goes in. When Rick comes back in, you know, like I say, everybody trying to get in the shower, whatever. When we lock down for that Rick, for that count, when the people come around and count after they finish counting, all you heard was, you know, because you got, you know, if anything going on, you know, you got to let them people do the count first. So either, you know, whatever's going on, people smoke, you know, do whatever they do, you know, break out their cell phones, do whatever they do after the count. Because after they count, they're not going to come back in there until, you know, the count is clear and the doors open and we moving and, you know, around and about out in population or in the part or whatnot. So, you know, you wait for them to finish count. So when they went by to do the count and they left up out of the block, you heard a little loud talking. You couldn't really, you know, tell what was being said, but you knew somebody was arguing, you know, some sellers was arguing or whatever. Man, after you start hearing the loud yells and arguing and stuff for probably about a minute or two, man, you start hearing boom, crash, boom, stuff breaking, slamming back up and forth against the door. You know these sounds, you know, shoes squeaking, skeek, skeek, boom, 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 I kill you. But all this noise you heard, it's ruckus going on. So you know in your mind that somebody getting it in, somebody rumbling, somebody fighting. And it's them, right? It's them, you know what I'm saying? And you can start hearing the voices getting louder and you start hearing, you know, some of the words being said, like, you try to kill me, you kill me, I kill you, I kill you, I kill you, B, you don't know, I kill you. You know, and you heard all this noise, man. You heard things breaking, all of this. And this back when we had the big TVs, you know what I'm saying, before they got the little flat screens and the little plastic. So we got these big 13-inch TVs with the big glass or whatever you call it. If that's glass on the front of a TV, it appears to be glass to me. The old school TVs. And man, the noise was so loud and the ruckus was so great, man, that the people in the booth could hear it as well. So they would call a floor officer. So when they call the floor officer was gonna come around and walk around and see what's going on. So when the floor officer come around and walk around and see what's going on, as soon as they walk in the block, they can look around and listen and pinpoint where the noise is coming from. So the CO goes up there and see what's going on, man. And it's like, from whatever his vision was, he just was in horror and stuff. He grabbed his walkie-talkie and started hollering, you know, 1033, everybody get over here, blah, blah, blah. And the ruckus was still going on, you know what I'm saying? But you could just hear it, man. You could just hear one voice, you know. First you heard screaming and yelling, you know, like from the people's, you know, you could hear them hollering, stop, please, stop. And he like, nah, I kill you. So it's like, boom, they in there. It's like, you know, in your mind, you could just hear it. So you wondering what is he doing in there? What's going on? And man, next thing you know, you see police flooding in there. Police after police, man. It had to be every bit about, and I'm talking about, no, it had to be about 50, 60 police in there. Probably the whole shift they on there. The watch commander come over, the major come over, you know, the warden come over. So it's like our whole block now is just like flooded with all of the police. So we like, whoa, this is something serious, you know what I'm saying? Something going on here. This not no game. This some real stuff going on here. So then you get medical coming over there, you know, the nurses and everybody coming over there, and you heard them hollering and screaming at the dude, telling him come to the door, you know what I'm saying, let me cuff you up, let me get you up out of here, blah, blah, blah. So he steady, you know, talking to him or whatever. So man, when they finally cuff dude up, or get him to cuff up, and they bring dude out, you know, when you bring him out, man, they got the handcuffs on him. You got 2 or 3 police walking him downstairs, taking him out the block. He got blood and everything all over him, man. It looks crazy. So people like wondering, like, you know, what the people look like, you know what I'm saying? Because he got blood all on him. You don't know if it's his blood. You don't know if it's their blood. You just don't know. But the people scared too, because they got gloves on, you know what I'm saying? They holding them at a distance, like they don't really want to touch them, and it's just it's crazy from the, you know, from the eyesight type of situation. You looking at this like, what's going on? Yeah, like what's happening, you know? And it was crazy. So then you waiting there. Normally when they bring somebody out there like that, and they cuffed them up and they done brought them out there or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll go get the other person, you know, with the medical, if they got to go to medical or whatever, they'll, you know, get the stretcher, take them out on the stretcher or whatever. So that don't happen, man. They just waiting, you know what I'm saying? And then you get more medical people coming in, and then you got more of them coming in. So we like, oh man, this, yeah, something deep going on. So people start wondering like how bad is the people hurt or something like that. So then, you know, you talking about we ain't coming out for count. Count ain't clear, so now you got dudes, they don't care, they banging on the door like, open the door, man, we gotta eat, we gotta go eat, man, what's up, blah, blah, blah. And the people just telling me, that ain't happening, you just hold up, they're gonna bring the food over, this, that, and the third. So when they tell you they're gonna bring the food over, then you already know it's something super serious. So now people wondering like, oh man, did he kill it people, what's going on? So then, you know, your questions get answered, because after that for a minute, then you start seeing people come in, you know, from off the street, you know, them medical people, man, or whatever you want to call them, the ambulance people, you know, they start coming in. So then you see real police coming there, you know what I'm saying, like a whatever you call him, a trooper or whatever. He's a cop, a sheriff or something. So they up in there. So when you see those type of people in prison, man, you know something serious. I've seen it a couple of times, you know. I think during this time, no, this wasn't the first time. This probably was the second time I seen it. So I jive like start putting 2 and 2 together. I'm like, man, I'm telling myself, I'm like, man, people might be dead up in that joint, man, for real though. He was like, no, I'm telling you, they got these people in here off the street. When they start bringing these people in off the street, polices and I don't know the name for that stuff. What you call them ambulance people? What is it? EMST or something? Y'all know what I'm talking about. When they start bringing them people in like that, there's something going on crazy, man. So, you know, they in there, man. We in the cell for hours. We ain't even getting our food. Dudes is going crazy, you know. And next thing you know, they you know, get close to the room so you really can't see, and they go in there and they end up putting the dude on the stretcher or whatever, but they got his whole body in a body bag. You know what I'm saying? So you know what the count is. And they take him up out there, but you can't see him or nothing. You can't see anything, you know. And they take him up out of there, man, and man, we ain't even get nothing to eat for probably about, man, it was probably like 4 or 5 hours later before they even brought the cots over there, before the police even get out there. They put tape all over the cell, you know, they had the cell taped up. So now we can just put 2 and 2 together, because dudes was hollering, man, he done killing people in there, he done killing people. And it was crazy, man. And sure enough, that's what had happened. Yeah, that's what had happened, man. It was crazy. You know, the story that we got later on was that obviously he had went over to get a physical for to go work over there in the kitchen. The physical came back and told him that he was HIV positive. He just he was like, what, you know, and he snapped. You know, he snapped. He said that he was obviously, you know, messing with the people, but ain't nobody know. Everybody did, you know, after he had been in the cell with him for so long, people had just assumed that, but no one actually knows because you're not in the cell with him. But obviously he was messing with the people, man, and obviously the people was sick, and people didn't tell him, and he was indulging in whatever he was indulging in there with the people, and then he ended up contracting HIV himself. So when the people came back in and they did the count or whatnot, he confronted the dude, and that's what happened. He just snapped out, and he ended up beating the dude with the TV, beating the people with the TV, and the TV broke, and he had the thing on, and he done stabbed them all up, and he done just beat them, man, just beat them until the CO came up there and stopped, and he ended up killing it. He ended up killing the dude. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. It was just super crazy, man. So that was like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, one moment, you in prison. So one moment you see both of these people, and then next thing you know, you see them every day, and then next thing you know, they carrying them out there on the stretcher, and they carrying them out there in handcuffs, man. And this all just transpired like boom, and ain't nobody know what was going on. So obviously it was just talk all when the doors open. Like what happened. They had internal affairs come up in there. They walking around asking people questions. Did y'all ever heard them arguing? Did all of this type of stuff, man. They open up this great big investigation, because whenever somebody lose their life like that, it's definitely gonna be some type of lawsuits coming, because you got to understand them people's got family. You know what I'm saying? The dude got family. It's just a whole lot of things gonna come into play, and the administration gonna try to get their ducks in a row, because they ain't trying to be responsible for nothing, when in essence they responsible for everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call security. And had they been doing their rounds the way they're supposed to be doing, maybe the incident could have been stopped. Maybe it could have been, avoided. I don't know. Everything from this point on is speculation. You got to look at the situation like that. He went to medical, and when he went to medical and they told him that information, they should have, had somebody there to gauge his mental state before they just sent him back to the cell. All of these things, probably could have been prevented or slowed down the process of what ended up transpiring if people would have been really professional and really been on their job. Because I got to imagine that's some hell of a news to go over to medical and to be told that, and then they just send you right back. It seemed like to me, if nothing else, they lock you up for everything else. They should have just at least locked you up just so they can gauge your mental state to see if you was suicidal or see if you was homicidal. You know what I'm saying? So I think those questions now, looking back in retrospect, probably came into effect too, with why them people was trying to make sure that they didn't get a lawsuit on them. Because I know it's gonna be a lot of different mixed emotions about this type of topic. People gonna say a lot of different things, and I can understand all aspects of what people might feel about the situation. What he shouldn't have been doing it, and well, why would he do that to him? And he knew what he was doing. He knew the chances he was taking, or it's just a whole lot of different opinions about it, because I look at it in all different type of ways. But the fact of the matter is, it still happened. You know what I'm saying? And I think the administration had some type of part in that. They could have, took some preventative measures as well, man. You just don't send somebody back to the cell like that. It's just like when you go over there and they tell you got to call home, and you get one of them calls where somebody done died in your family, right? When you do that, normally they get to question you and asking you, is you all right? Because they know dudes is in a messed up state of mind mentally, and they will offer to lock you up sometime then. When you want to go to isolation, you want to get yourself together, because if you call home and find out your parents died, or somebody that's close to you or whatever, they know that you is in a volatile state, that you might go back and you around a bunch of foolishness all day. And if you got all of this type of stuff going on in your mind, and you go back and that foolishness come to you subject to act out or to lash out because of the mental state of mind that you in. I don't see why that wouldn't apply if somebody just told you that you contracted a possibly deadly disease. They would not check your mental state of mind before just sending you back to the block. You know what I'm saying? But these are just questions, because it was a tragic situation, because like I say, that's probably one of the worst things that could happen to anybody, being locked up, is to lose your life while you locked up, to never be able to taste freedom again, and never be able to get back out there to your family, no matter who you are. You know what I'm saying? Or no matter what you are. That's probably just, the worst thing that could possibly happen to you and your family, because, you removed from their life for whatever reasons, and then you never be able to come back to them again, and they never be able to see you again. You know what I'm saying? That's just a tragic situation all the way around the board. But I remember the situation, man, because it was, like I say, it was crazy because of all the dynamics behind it. The dude seemingly was just like a calm dude, man. Me personally, I had never seen him act out or get vicious or do something, so you never know that he would do that. But just like you never know what he was in there doing neither. See what I'm saying? So you never really know a person. You never really know a person's capabilities. You never know a person's limit. You never know what somebody might do in there. So, like I say, that was a tragic situation, but he definitely ended up beating that dude to death, man, because he found out that he contracted HIV, and I'm assuming he knew that he had got it from that person, and it just went down, man. It went down, boom, just like that during the count time, and it was over, So yeah, I just thought about that because, like I say, I just want these people out here to know that these type of things go on in prison. It's not exclusive. It happens probably, I'm sure, on a lot of other institutions, a lot of other places, but it happens, man. So you have to be accountable for whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you into, that's what you into. But you got to know the risk. You got to know where you at. You got to know, what it entails, what it involves. You got to play at your own risk. At your own risk. And I don't knock nobody for what they do. I don't judge nobody for what they do because, you your own individual. You got to make up your own mind. You got to make up your own choices in life. And, whatever that is for you, then that's what it is for you. But at the same time, you got to understand that everything you do in life has consequences. No matter what it is, it has consequences. And in this situation, I guess the consequences was too much for him to bear. And now he, even put himself in a more difficult position, man, because it ain't no doubt in my mind that the DOC gonna prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. So whatever that entails, maybe it matters to him, maybe it don't because of the information he got. But it's not going to eliminate that. He's going to have to deal with that as well. So, yeah, like I said, man, it just was a tragic situation all the way around the board. But I wanted to give that to y'all just to let y'all know that, man, it's some crazy stuff going on in the penitentiary, man. Crazy, even crazier than that. It's just the environment that we in, man. So that's why we got to do the best that we can while we out here in the free world, not to submit our freedom, not to put ourselves in a position where we locked up and we got to be dealing with all these things, because you're going to deal with it directly or indirectly, because whatever happens in the penitentiary is going to affect you too. It's going to affect you one way or another, because even the lockdown, even the investigation, even the, having to talk to the police, it's going to affect you one way or the other. So, the only way to avoid it is just not be there, not to go to prison, not to, ever have these type of experiences. If you want to know about these experiences, you listen to Banky Pound, 33 Years of Prison Stories, because you definitely don't want to find out the real way. You want to take it, as they say out here these days now, virtually. You want to get it virtually. You don't want to get this experience in your life, man. So I just wanted to drop this on y'all, man. It was a real tragic situation, but it happens in prison. It happens every day, all over. You got to duck them hooks, man. And ducking them hooks is to do what you got to do while you out here on the streets, man, that you won't have to ever, be involved in any type of situations like this, or be around any type of situations like this. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man, in the comments. Y'all be safe out there, be smart, make good decisions, man, and duck them hooks, man, because they out there, they everywhere. Stay free. Boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, man.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.